Hey guys, I wanted to share with you another children's book featuring poetry for this month. I think you'll really like it. It's called Fresh Picked Poetry, A Day at the Farmer's Market by Michelle Schaub. Here it is here. Sorry, a little bit of glare going on. Whoop. Here we go. The illustrations are really sweet. And the poetry is beautiful, so I think you'll like it. You guys probably have not been to a farmer's market yet, but it's coming real soon. I think Trumansburg might start in April, actually. I have to check on that. This one is called Market Day Today. It's market day, hooray, hooray. Spy the wonders on display, rainbow carrots, herb bouquets, heaps of berries, sample trays, farmers chat, musicians play, a neighbor, stroller, dog parade. Join the party, don't delay, come celebrate, it's market day. That poem gets me excited about a lot of things, like all kinds of berries and those carrots that are all different colors. Remember we gave those away last year? That was fun. This one's called Early Risers. While you sleep, snuggled tight, farmers toil by silver light. Harvest, sort, wash, and load, hop in trucks, hit the road. Just as dawn pinks the sky, they arrive, stretch and sigh. They set up tables, tents, and bins. By the time your day begins, the farmer's day is in full swing. Enjoy the bounty that they bring. Oh, that dog looks like he wants some. This one is called Transformed. Parking lots once jammed with cars, busy city blocks, schoolyards near the monkey bars, boardwalks by the docks, quiet small town neighborhoods, bustling railroad stations now teem with farmers and their goods. Tasty transformations. Where have you guys seen farmers markets? Probably parking lots, but also street side, I think in Ovid, right? Or sometimes in the lawn of like a fire department or some other kind of public place. It's kind of fun to see where they set up. This one's called Pile Up. Farmer Rick's meticulous when setting up his stand. He places all of his items into stacks precisely planned. His cauliflower towers take him eons to align. His pyramids of peppers show impeccable design. Not one sloppy heap of beets, no single misplaced pea. Each veggie castle he constructs has perfect symmetry. But when Miss Mallory arrives, Rick sports a wary smile. She always picks her produce from the bottom of the pile. Oh dear. She ruins his veggie sculptures. This one's called Is It Ripe? Can you stare at some cherries and find a hint there? Does the squeeze of a peach help you compare? Will the smell of a melon give clues you can use? Can a tap on an apricot help you to choose? How do you pick fruit that's ripened just right? Just ask the farmer. She'll give you a bite. Right? Good advice. This one is called Delightful Bites. And what's really cool about it is every line is in the wafting scent of the food. Isn't that cool? I love the way that looks. So here goes. I hope I read it correctly. Alluring aromas float over tent tops, a whiff of vanilla, a whisper of spice. A hint of some cinnamon dusted on cupcakes, a sniff of plump blackberries tucked into pies. Follow your nose to the freshly baked loaves, oatmeal, sourdough, whole wheat and rye, Croissants and muffins still warm from the oven. So tempting, so scrumptious. Which ones will you try? That's really cool. What kind is your favorite bread? I have to say I'm partial to rye, although I'm not crazy about the seeds. I'm kind of a baby about that, but I love the flavor of rye bread. Sometimes I really crave it. This one is called Necessary Mess. It clings to boots and radish roots and smudges mushroom caps it likes to hide, tucked deep inside, all crannies, grooves, and gaps, in tater skins and onion bins, the farmer's fingernails, its curly greens on stringy beans, old crates and weighing scales. This film of dust, a thin browned crust, a mess you can't avert. But don't you know, no crops would grow without a lot of dirt. Right? Dirt's an important part of the process. Here's the picture. There's a lot of dog involvement in this market. I know my dog, when he goes to the market, he likes to have a carrot. We usually try to get him a carrot. I feel like it's good advertising. This one is called Market Melody. Twing, twang, twiddle, thumb-a-rum, fiddles, pluck, and banjos strum. Rink, dink, rattle-scattle band, jamming near the jelly stand. Fee, fi, faddle, skiddly ski, catch the market melody. That poem had a lot of like nonsense words in it. It was pretty cool. A little different. This one is called Sally's Sweet Corn. Get your roasted sweet corn here. Can't be beat this time of year. Eat it fast, eat it slow. Crunch in circles or nibble rows. Wipe the butter off your chin. Ear to ear, you're sure to grin. Quick, before it disappears, step right up. The sweet corn's here. That's always a fun season. How do you eat sweet corn? Do you go straight across or do you go around and around and around? Or if you have braces, you probably cut it off, right? This one's called Summer Checklist. If the pavement is so hot, it could roast a shish kebab. If the temperature is high enough to pop corn off its cob. If boatloads of tomatoes and zucchini reach the sky. If the watermelon vendor slices fruit for all to try. If a line wraps around the corner for fresh squeezed lemonade. If Dalmatians and their owners are both panting in the shade. If farmers missed the Swiss chard and themselves to feel relieved, then, without a doubt, you can shout, summer has arrived. I think it's a pretty cool checklist. So you can see here is the if, and then there's a check before each statement. And I just restated if every time because you couldn't see the checklist when I was reading. But I think it's pretty cool to have these pictures like taking the place of like a word or an idea in poetry. It's pretty neat. Oh, and here's the picture on the other side because it's pretty cool. You can see all the summer stuff happening like the lemonade. Pretty neat. I see the watermelon. All right, this one's called Goose Chase. We're on a chase, a wild goose chase, a wild gooseberry chase. Down the rows around each stand, we're searching every place. We'll buy a pint, we'll buy a quart, we'll buy them by the case to make some jam and bake a pie with a crust of lattice lace. They won't last long, they'll soon be gone. That's why we need to race. We're on a chase, a wild goose chase, a wild gooseberry chase. Oh no, they're dropping their gooseberries too. Do you guys ever make like pies and stuff when berries are in season? I have to say my favorite one to make is strawberry rhubarb. I think it's really fun. I go to Silver Queen, which isn't very far from here. This is called Antonio's Old Time Sharpening. Can you find the grinder? Listen for the grrr, a growly groan. As steel meets stone and wheels spin in a blur. He'll sharpen rusty shears and clippers and as the old gears purr. Dull knives will beam and scissors gleam, dizzy, whizzy, whir. So this is an interesting poem because it repeats certain sounds, right? Do you remember which sounds it repeated? That sound. There was grr, growly, blur, purr, whir. So that's another thing in poetry that's kind of fun is the sound of certain words repeating, and also they're related to the subject. So kind of cool. This poem is called From Bee to Me. Fields of clover with roaming bees, nectar collected busily, hives abuzz with activity, combs enclosing sweet mystery, keepers smoke calms the jamboree, jars of liquid gold alchemy, city, market, and finally, me. You know what they're talking about. Honey. This one's called Local Loot. Pirates dig for riches on distant island shores. Bargain hunters rummage through shelves of old thrift stores. Divers search for gems and gold on ancient sunken ships. We find and eat our treasures on local market trips. That's a cool way to think about a farmer's market, right? It's a treasure hunt. So you're never sure exactly what's going to be there. Oh, this is an interesting one. Unfortunately, I didn't look at it ahead of time. It's called Wild Dreams in Two Voices. So there is a green zebra tomato, which I'll assume is a kind of tomato. And there is a dinosaur kale. And I know that's real because I've eaten dinosaur kale. It's my favorite kind. It has that like kind of bubbly surface. Really cool. Okay. The green zebra tomato says, if I were a real zebra, and dinosaur kale says, and if I were a real dinosaur, my stripes would reach from tail to mane. I'd have sharp teeth and roar. I'd graze upon the grassy plain. I'd rule the jungle scene. You'd be extinct, it's sad but true. Your stripes would not be green. But I'd be fast, but I'd be fierce. We'd both be wild and strong. But you would hunt, and you'd be prey. We wouldn't get along. I guess we should be thankful. Let's accept our fate. As fruit and leaf, we live in peace upon a salad plate. So that was kind of fun, and it sounded like a dialogue, right, between the two things. That's another one that's a little more effective reading than reading it with your eyes than reading it aloud. Okay, this one's called Farmer Greg's Free Range Eggs. Oh, this reminds me of our John Henderson, who volunteers here. He has his eggs. Shaded brown, soft green, or beige, they range in shape and size, but settled well in speckled shells, their hides a rich surprise. All laid by hens, not cooped in pens, but roaming free and bold. These eggs are egg-straordinary, with yolks as pure as gold. Here he is with his eggies. Look how they're all different colors. I love that. This one's called Clues in Blue. Blue splatters on our t-shirts. Blue speckles our shoes. Blue splotches on our baskets. Our footprints, they're blue too. Blue juice on our fingers, blue lips, blue tongues, blue smiles, blueprints on empty cartons, once brimming with blue piles. Who gobbled up the berries? We both were reprimanded. We tried to hide the evidence, but we were caught blue-handed. Did you guys guess what kind of berries they were talking about? There they are, even the Doge. This one's called Day's End. The musician's notes have hushed. The grinder's stone is still. No more eager customers with shopping bags to fill. The produce crates are empty. Goodbye to honey jars. The line of tents has vanished, replaced by rows of cars. Home cupboards brim with bounty, while families dream away, imagining the wonders to come next market day. So that one was a little bit of a journey, right? Because it's a little bit sad and then happy, right? It's a little bit sad that market day is ending, but then it's happy that everybody has their stuff at home. I think it's cool when a poem has that kind of like emotional range. So that's the end. And this book is in the library system and you might want to pick it up because some of the poems, like I said, are a little better when you actually read them on the page than when you read them. I did my best. All right, I'll see you again later. Bye-bye.